Does your parenting typically go like this? Hey, go ahead and get in the bathtub, baby girl. Didn't I tell you to go in the bathtub? You know what? Let me call you back. I told you
don't be
to go in that bathtub.
when your child sits here and throws a tantrum.
Temper tantrums are simply a loud, uncontrollable outburst of anger and frustration, typically caused by some type of trigger. And I hate to admit it, but sometimes we are the triggers. As an educator and a parent of a toddler, I have had my fair share of getting a child to listen to me. I tried everything I learned in my career at home with my toddler, and you guys, it works! So today, I want to share with you my 8 tips on how I avoid temper tantrums altogether and get my child to listen. Hi, welcome to Educate Our Youth. My name is Aja, and this channel is all about owning your life and owning your child's education, because parents are children's first educators. Please remember to subscribe below and click the bell so that you can get weekly notifications when I upload a new video. Alright parents, so today we are going to learn how to get our peace back. Yes! So today I'm going to give you 8 tips on how to get your child to listen to you so that they won't throw temper tantrums at all. Tip number 1, you have to be firm. Now there's a difference between being firm and yelling. I did not say to yell, I said be firm. You have to find that special tone in your voice that lets your child know that you're serious. And yes, kids are kids. Kids are going to try you. They're going to see what they can get away with before mommy and daddy yell at them and how far they can go. I mean, they didn't come up with the saying, give a child an inch and they'll take a mile for no reason. We have to mean what we say and say what we mean. So parents, be firm. Tip number 2, you don't want to give a directive or say something until you get their attention. Well, how do I get their attention without yelling? I'm glad you asked. I made up an acronym to help us. In order to get their attention, we must relate to them. R, we need to be in the same room with our child, typically within 1 foot of our child. That example earlier, yelling and screaming while you're talking on the phone, probably not gonna work. E, we want to get eye-to-eye contact. Make sure you get some good old-fashioned eye-to-eye contact before you say anything. L, we want to be on the same level as them. So yes, that means we are going to have to kneel. We're the tall ones. Could you imagine feeling like a little old ant and you have this big person yelling at you? No, get on the same level as your child. A, attention. You are going to wait until you have their full attention on you. T, touch your child. Many children actually listen better if there is some type of physical touch so that they can hone in on what is touching them so that they can completely focus on you. And once you're in the same room with them, you have their eye contact, you are on the same level as them, you have their attention, and you're touching them, you are last but not least going to express what it is that you want them to listen to. Tip number 3, use as few words as possible. If you have a toddler like me, they are not going to listen to you if you are giving this whole long dialogue. Don't dilute your message. You don't want them to tune you out. If you want them to clean up, simply say clean up. Tip number 4, you want to get some sort of confirmation from your child. If you're wanting them to clean up their room, you might have to prompt them after you've expressed exactly what it was that you wanted them to do. So you may say, now, what is it that you are about to do? And they should say, clean up my room. There's your confirmation right there. For younger kids, you might just get a yes, yes ma'am. I know with my child, she just says. Tip number 5, give your child limited choices. Children are more likely to listen to you if they had some sort of say-so in the matter. We have to let our kids take ownership in something. If I wanted my child to take a bath, I would simply ask them, do you want to take a bath now or in 5 minutes? Now parents, I'm getting what I want out of the deal anyways. They're gonna take a bath. So does it really matter if we wait 5 minutes before we bathe them? No. They're less likely to throw a temper tantrum when it's bath time if they know that they had a choice in the matter. Tip number 6, stay calm. I know parents, staying calm is sometimes hard to do, and you don't want to turn that talking and being firm into yelling, because sometimes we do get frustrated, especially when we're in public and you get embarrassed and your child may be throwing a temper tantrum because they didn't get something that they wanted. The more level-headed you are, they realize that they're not getting all that attention that they're crying to get in the first place. So I kind of just have to stop throwing this temper tantrum because mommy is not giving in. Stay calm, stay firm. Remember, you are in charge. Tip number 7, set up reasonable but limited consequences and rewards. The reason I say reasonable is because you want the offense to equally match the consequence or reward. You also want to limit the number of consequences and rewards because you want your child to become familiar with the consequences and rewards that you have in place. That way they already know what to expect. Therefore, they should rise to your expectations. Back to that bath time example. If your child gave that choice to wait 5 minutes to take a bath, and they are ready in 5 minutes to take their bath, you say, yay, thank you so much for being ready in 5 minutes. You get to play with your favorite doll in the bathtub. That's a simple reward, didn't cost you one dime, and they feel like they were rewarded for listening. So the next time you want them to do something, they'll be more prone to listen to you. On the flip side, if in 5 minutes they weren't ready and they're hollering and screaming, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Don't bend. Remember, tip number 1 was to be firm. You already gave them 5 minutes. And at the end of that 5 minutes, they're not ready, they start to throw a temper tantrum. You don't want to get frustrated. You simply set up some type of reasonable consequence. Whether it's no bath time story that you typically do and they just have to go to bath time, whether they get their favorite toy taken away, whatever it is, you want the consequence to equal the actual offense and action that your child is doing. Drum roll! Tip number 8, have established routine. Temper tantrums can be eliminated altogether if you have established routines. That way your child knows what to expect day in and day out. So if you have those normal routines that you go through, those dreaded tasks such as taking a bath will kind of be expected over time. And you can give verbal warnings like 10 minutes before bath time, 5 minutes before bath time. That way when it's time for a bath, they already had 10 minutes and 2 reminders. So this way it lessens the anxiety built up in that child and they already know what's coming up and what to expect. So there you have it. You have 8 tips to avoid temper tantrums altogether by simply getting your child to listen to you. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Educate Our Youth. Thank you so much for